What's good, people, traders, and dedicated gold chasers? Welcome back to another video at the Modern Day Trader with your boy Marcy. And today, we, yeah, let me just think up before I actually start this video, bro. Today's a hard one. Today is a really hard one. And plain and simply because I failed my 100K challenge. I failed my 100K challenge. Yeah. So I've been delaying this. I'm not going to lie. I've been delaying the whole process of making this video and just facing reality that, I've actually failed. It's hard. And obviously the question pops up, is it something that you want to do? Is it something that you're going to continue doing? You need to face reality. You know what I mean? And, ask yourself the questions that are hard when it comes to, just life in general and something that you want to do, but maybe in that period when you did it, you weren't either prepped for it or you weren't just things just didn't pan out the way it's supposed to. And so you get to a point where when you get the result, you kind of have your actions and everything just facing you, and you just stare at it and all of your inadequacies. You need to stare at those things in a mirror and face it. And you really just need to ask yourself the hard question, just in life in general. But coming back to the 100K challenge, I needed to ask myself, was it me? Was it market conditions? Was it what was it? And I think it's part and part everything. Was it life that played a role in it? 100%, it was everything. But at the end of the day, the result is the result. I failed. But what I took from it is that if you're not 100% sharp and you're not 100% focused, then stay away from trading. And I can't say that I was fully 100% focused just because of everything that was happening in the office. Life in general was going good. I'm not even going to tell a word of a lie. Life in general was pretty calm, and it's not that I wasn't prepped for the challenge. I was pretty I think I was fully prepped. There were a couple trades where I stepped out of the plan, and the result was one break even and one loss. And after that, I pulled everything together, and then I continued trading the plan. Now, pretty much in September, I think I won 0 breakout trades. And the difference between the 100K trading account and the 10K trading account was that on the 10K trading account, I was taking trades out to the point of interest, and those were all winning, but I wasn't trading it on the 100K account. And on the 100K account, I was taking all of the breakout trades, and those were all losing. So you're sitting with a little conundrum, and you're really just looking at one account fucking moving forward, and the other account is fucking in the trenches and in the dumps, bro. And you're just asking yourself what the fuck am I doing wrong? And throughout the whole process, I think I went up by a little bit on the 100K account. Then I started slowly going down, and risk management was on point, trade management was on point. Every single setup just fucking failed, bro. Now, could I have done better? I think yes. I think the immediate thing that I could say is grading my setups, A plus and and A minus and then B plus, and then maybe just taking those 3 setups. But I think overall, would I have changed anything? I don't think so. I wouldn't have changed anything in that experience, just because I feel I've followed every step along the way that I've put in plan, and being honest with myself, there's nothing else that I could have done other than just take the trades. Now I know that moving forward, there's one thing that I can do to simply not lose a challenge within a month, and that is put a cap on the amount of trades that I can take for the month. So moving forward, I think the cap is going to be about 8 trades for the month. And if I take those 8 trades in 1 week, then I just need to sit the fuck out, bro. It's that simple. So I'm pretty much going to be even moving into the 10K account, like the live account, I'm pretty much just going to be setting for the whole of October 8 trades, and I can only take 8 trades. And if I take anything above that, then I can't trade the next month. And that's going to be kind of the penalty for like going outside of that hard rule. And the reason why the hard rule is there is to essentially like just hold myself accountable and also be able to survive the markets. So if it is a bad month the way September was, now my P&L essentially on the 100K is down bad, but then on the 10K is up. But like my RR, my actual RR on like overall is up by quite a bit, just because of like the 2 trades that I've taken on the 10K account, which was like a 24R and a 10R trade. And those 2 trades basically like set my actual like RR for the year and for the month like fucking hella high. So yeah. But just to kind of conclude like the whole process, another sip of this Jamison. That's hot. But just to kind of conclude the whole process, like as long as you follow your plan, I don't think you should feel any type of way. But if you do fail in the process of trying to acquire a skill and trying to acquire a goal, I think you just need to ask yourself the hard question. Is it worth failing and continuing? Is the actual goal worth continuing, worth moving forward? If it is, then move forward. And if it isn't, then at least you know you tried your best. And with that being said, this goal is 100% worth my time and 100% worth continuing. And so I'm going to continue and I'm going to push through every single obstacle and every single pole that I hit, every single ceiling that I hit. I know that at this point I passed the challenge. So I've passed one ceiling. Now I have a new floor essentially. So now it's just the next ceiling to get through, which is the withdrawal. And once I hit the withdrawal, then it's about just getting a bigger account, which is the next ceiling. And then the next floor, and then the next ceiling, and the next floor. And that's just the way life works. You go through a bunch of ceilings and floors, and sometimes you hit a ceiling multiple times, which is perfectly fine. You just got to ask yourself, is it worth your while? If it is worth your while, then continue. If it's not, face reality, feel down bad for a little while, and then move on, bro. Like, continue your interest, continue like exploring things in life, and just doing whatever the fuck you want. Because one thing I've noticed in life, and one thing I know personally, is that life is not guaranteed. Things are not guaranteed. But one thing you do know is that when you wake up and you have breath in your lungs and you have life, then essentially what you have is an opportunity to prove to yourself that you can do whatever the fuck you want to do with the time that you have in the day. And so like, do whatever you want to do, try anything, try whatever you want to, as long as it's worth your time. And the only way you're going to know if it's worth your time or not is if you try. And so just continue hitting your head against the wall, continue like punching through ceilings. Eventually you'll get to where you want to be. And that's like a message to me personally. Eventually you'll get to where you want to be, and eventually you'll have a floor where it's like, okay, this floor is pretty decent, and I know the next ceiling is pretty high, and it's going to be harder, it's going to take longer. But like when you get there, you're going to thank yourself for putting yourself through all the hard times and putting yourself through every single thing that you needed to. Like, even if it takes years on end, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that you trusted yourself in like not knowing. You trusted yourself in the time where you didn't necessarily know what the fuck to do. You trusted yourself in everything. That's what matters, is just like having patience with yourself, trusting the process, that eventually you'll fall on something and you'll pass that ceiling that you have above you right now. So with that being said, from your boy Master at the Modern Day Trader, please don't forget your unmatched perspicacity coupled with your sheer indefatigability makes you a feared opponent in any realm of human endeavor. So cheers and peace out, man.